Kasser. And also to note that Senator Slapp should be in the on-deck circle.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you so much, Senator Winfield, for that impassioned and personal testimony about what it's like to be on the other side of power. I rise to support this bill to commend my colleagues for working on it and presenting it to us. I do not think this is anti-police. I think this is pro-police, pro-professional police, and pro-justice. And while I wish we were voting on dozens of bills that address justice from every angle, healthcare, education, economic, housing, this is the bill that we have. And I am proud to support it. And I do believe that when the fear subsides and when the misconceptions are refuted and when the facts surface, and after this bill hopefully passes and is implemented, we will see that it actually benefits police and benefits communities, because what it does is codifies best practices, standardizes the highest level of training that many communities are already doing. But this bill will ensure that all police officers get the best training necessary to do their job. And any officer who acts professionally and with integrity and good judgment, even if he or she makes a mistake, will not be penalized. And we know that there are thousands of excellent, dedicated police officers in this state without whom we would not survive. I'm not sure we would have survived COVID, or at least we would have had a lot more crisis and a lot more problems if we had not had our dedicated police officers on the front lines doing everything they could to help people at every level. So we are all incredibly grateful, profoundly respectful of the thousands of good police officers in this state. This does not affect them. This does not penalize them. I just want to take a moment. I have not done this before, but I would like to take a moment because who knows, this may be our last session this year. This may be my last session ever. This may be my last vote ever. And I have never discussed anything about my personal experience in a public forum, but I just want to share my perspective. Because when I came to this Capitol, when I was first elected, I'm sure many people took one look at me and saw a white woman from a community of privilege, dismissed me on that basis, on the surface qualities that I presented and the stereotypes that they had, the bias that they had. Well, I am white, and I am a woman, and I am from a privileged community, and as a white person with privilege, we already have privilege by virtue of the color of our skin. So it is incumbent upon us to recognize that. It is incumbent upon us to listen and learn about other people's experiences that are very different from ours and to validate those experiences. So while I may have been judged, and we judge one another based on our surface qualities, that never tells the true story of someone's experience. We have to look deeper and we have to listen. And while I don't know what it's like to live in black skin, I never will, I do know what it's like to live with intimidation and fear. I know what it's like to live with domination and control. I know what it's like to live with someone who has taken an oath to defend and protect, but when no one is looking, actually degrades and insults. I know what it's like to live with someone who is admired in the community because of his power, but then uses that power to exploit and take advantage. I know what it's like to live with someone who believes they're superior and you are inferior. I know what it's like to be dehumanized and feel powerless. Domestic abuse and police abuse are different, but the power dynamic is the same, because that's what it is. It's a power differential. One party, one person using their power to dominate, control, hurt, or exploit another person. And it's wrong, whether it happens inside our homes or inside our communities, on our streets, anywhere, it is wrong. One person's power cannot be used to hurt another person. And I support this bill because that's what it does. It draws a line and says we cannot dehumanize one another without consequence. It creates a boundary that cannot be crossed that says every person is a person, every person has value, every person must be heard and validated. Because in domestic abuse and in police abuse, both sides are human, but they are not equals. And that's what this bill seeks to do. It seeks to equalize the power differential. It does not punish good cops, or even cops who act in good faith and make mistakes. It simply takes a step towards equalizing the powerful and the powerless, which is one step towards justice. And I just want to remind everybody what the image of justice is. The image of justice, as depicted for hundreds of years, is a woman with a blindfold holding a scale. And it's only when those scales are balanced that justice is achieved, which means the balance of power between two sides. And it's not a coincidence, I don't think, that justice is a woman, because justice is not achieved through domination and force, but through compassion. By recognizing the power differential and ensuring that the party with less power is elevated, is heard, is recognized, is given the same fair, equal treatment as anybody else, especially those with more power. So I am proud to support this bill. I am proud to support the police officers in the communities that I represent. I honor them. I honor the work that they do. I know it is dangerous. I know it requires tremendous sacrifice and dedication. But I also know that the most important thing we can do in this chamber, in this legislature, is to advance justice and to protect people and to ensure that everyone's rights are equal and are protected. So if this is the last vote that I take, I am proud to take it because I do believe this is one step forward on the arc of justice. And when emotions subside and the facts emerge and these practices and standards are implemented, I do believe that we will be in a better place, that police will be better off, they will be better equipped for their job, and they will do it with compassion, and we will all be better off as a human race because we will recognize one another as equals with respect and dignity. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Senator Kasser.